Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to this long ass waited review. This review here is going to be good. I know it's going to be good. It is of course the Duvel Barrel Aged number 7. Now they do these every year. This year we have Duvel mixed with whiskey from Ireland. Irish whiskey. It's by Teeling, so the Teeling distillery, and they use Teeling whiskey. Why is it long awaited, I hear you ask? Well, because to get this beer took me a long time. It's taken me about 2 weeks to get, because it arrived in the UK, got sent back to Belgium, and then I realised what's happening, and then contacted the company, and then it finally came back to me. So two long weeks, yeah, 2 long weeks. You may notice I have the glass ready and waiting. This is the glass that you get with this, and it's in the top of here, but I won't be using that one. I've got my own, but here's the packaging. Irish whiskey, barrel number 7, 750ml, and this is 11.5. Is it 11.5%? So 750ml, or 1.9 or 9.4 fluid ounces if you're in the States. Pulling that in, there's a, it tells you a little bit there. On this side, you can see that's where the glass is. It's shaped upside down. Lovely design. Map on the back of the region where it comes from, as always. A little bit of information in multiple languages. So I will read that in just a minute, but I'm just going to get this glass out. Every one of these barrel ages now comes with a glass. Now I remember back in the day when the earlier stuff, the earlier barrel ages, never came with a glass. And that was probably better, because at the time that this was happening, they didn't invent this glass yet. So now I've got the painstaking time. Every time I buy one of these, you get a glass with it. If I can get it out, but there it is. Ta-da! So that one will be being sent to one of my friends, so he gets to enjoy that. But I've got one there, so I don't need it. Let's get this baby out. Oh, look at that! Now each of these has a barrel number. Been assigned a number. So what have I got? So there's 124.860 bottles, and there is 624 barrels. So that's pretty limited. It was less than last year. I have bottle number 083166. So pretty low. Normally I have high numbers, but look at that. Even on the side of this, look, you can still see the map of where it's brewed and made. So I'm going to see what it says here. So it says, enjoy this Duvel barrel aged beer, in which is matured in the very best Teeling Irish whiskey barrels from the renowned distillery in the heart of Dublin. These barrels enrich the Duvel beer with subtle notes of oak and hints of vanilla and smoke. Lovely stuff, lovely stuff. Right, that's the packaging out of the way. I'll just leave this here somewhere, just so you can see that in the background. Right, let's get me dildo out. That's what I mean by dildo, not an actual dildo. I'm gonna do it. We've heard a nice hiss there. You can see the sticker coming all the way over the Duvel. Not much of an indent this year, so I can't champagne it. So yeah, this is going to be good. And there is approximately half a bottle gone already, so half a bottle gone, but look at the colour. I can smell this again from here. Get it in the light there, you can see the colour, it's that sort of toffee colour. Lovely toffee. In this glass, no carbonation, but we can see the fluffy white head. Right, I can smell this from here. Let's stick that back on for a minute. Keep things fresh. Right, let's have a go at the aroma, because I can smell this a mile off. fucking hell. Strong, woody whiskey smells. Fucking hell, that's strong. It's a strong, mellow whiskey. Going back to Glenlivet, Glenfiddich, that kind of era of whiskey. Although we know it's from the Teeling brewery, I've never had Teeling whiskey, so I wouldn't know, but this is what I'm trying to familiarise it with. Smells a bit Bakewell as well, that sort of Bakewell tart, that sort of icing-y smell, you know what I mean, like a Bakewell tart. Smells beautiful. Right, cheers everyone. To wait in 2 weeks for this, cheers. Right. So first impressions, the whiskey is like a sour, very sour. I think it could be a dry. It gives the impression of a sour dry. Very tart as well at the start, very sour tart dry. Mellows out, you do get a bit of a mellow from the whiskey. I've got a burn, there's a burn sitting here. I'm not getting much in the way of that woody flavour, that vanilla-y flavour yet. Yeah, there is some wood, a very tiniest bit of vanilla, a nice sweetness. That to me, that's almost, I think that is a glucose. I'm going to cheat and have a look at the back, see if it tells me what's in this. Definitely tastes like a glucose to me. Doesn't say anything about the ingredients. Yeah, well done. But yeah, there's like a glucosey note to this. There is that barrel note, as I said, there's a bit of wood. Ah, here we go, yes, there is ingredients, but it's in Dutch, but it says water, gastermalt, glucose, syrup, hop. Yep. I thought there was, you do get that syrupy note. To me, the whiskey in this seems a lot more calmer. It's quite a sour whiskey. It's not what I would expect from Ireland at all. When I think of Irish whiskey, I think of sweet whiskies like Jameson's, things like this, but this to me just tastes a little bit sour. And the beer does come through, you know, you do get a nice mouthfeel to this. But I don't, and I'm going to put my hands up to this, and I generally believe that I don't think this is as good as last year's. Looking back, because I do a lot of these duvel barrel aged more or less every other year, but fuck up, son of a good beer. But when I compare this to last year's Jamaican rum, that was incredible. That was out of this world. And the one before that was very, very good. And the one before that was okay. But I think they've just missed it with this year. There's just lacking something. And for me, the whiskey isn't as strong. I don't know if they've gone for more of a mellow type whiskey. But if I want a whiskey beer, I want that whiskey. I want to be able to taste it. I want the burn. I want the grain. And I want the silkiness that comes with it. This just isn't giving me that. It's given me a nice mouthfeel. It's given me the warmth here. But it's given me a sour taste. And it's just that sour taste I can't get my head round. I can taste the glucose. There is some oak there. If I'm being picky, I can't really get the vanilla as much. 0.1% I would say is vanilla. It's really disappointing. Still, on the upside, because we're not gonna leave this on a downer, because this still is a fantastic beer. But for me, I just feel last year's was better. I'm sorry, I think the rum was the way forward. We had Barbados and we've had Jamaican, and both Jamaican and Barbados were very, very good. And don't get me wrong, Duvel whiskies before this have been fantastic. Okay, they've been ballpark good, you know, smashing it out of the game. This has just fell short. I don't know if it's because of the teely whiskey that they're using. I've never had teely whiskey, but teeling whiskey may be very mellow, it might be very sour, but I'm used to a sweet whiskey. I'm used to a single grain, you know, like Island Jura, you know, things like this. Bell whiskey, I don't mind. I know it's blended, but don't mind that. This, I don't know where this is at. However, plus side, I love that colour. That colour is beautiful. It's like a caramelly copper. I love the warmth this gives. I love the mouthfeel, but it's just that whiskey to me that lets it down. And that is what it's selling in itself on, is that teeling whiskey. Love Irish whiskey, but I don't think this has worked for this, to be fair. And that's hard for me to say because I'm very biased with Duvel. Duvel was what got me started this whole YouTube channel, and I love Duvel and I love their barrel aged stuff, but this just doesn't seem to hit the mark. I'm going to score this I'm going to go for an 8.5. 8.5 out of 10. I've got to knock it down a few points purely because of that whiskey. I don't feel it's really getting me. I don't feel that's true whiskey. It's just a little bit sour. So yeah, 8.5, but still worth the money. I can't remember what I paid for this. Was it in pounds? It was £29, which was about 40 something euro. So yeah, £29 for a 750ml limited edition. Is it worth the money? You think, wow, Wuku, that's a bit steep. Once a year, just remember that. Once a year they bring this out. It's worth it. It's worth it. So yeah, here's to next year. Hopefully next year they'll pick things up and they'll be back on that Duvel track. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share my videos, and if you've had this, post your thoughts. I'd like to hear them.